Hello and welcome to a theme park worldwide news update. Now Liseberg is a beautiful amusement park located in Gothenburg in Sweden. I've been there quite a few times now and it's a park that's very close to my heart. They've done some fantastic things over the past few years. I initially went in 2014. It was Helix, their Mack Rides double launch coaster, that drew me into the park. I went there and absolutely loved it and I've been going back ever since. Since then they've really improved the theming and decoration around the park. Their events have got even better, and a couple of years ago they announced plans to build a new themed hotel and water park. Now construction is well underway on that new hotel, but I'll talk more about that later on in the video. Today, Liseberg have just revealed the name for their brand new themed water park. It's going to be called Oceana. Loving the name. I think that's really going to fit, especially when you see the concept art that I'm going to be sharing throughout this. So they've released 5 new concept images and I'm going to go through all of them, talk in detail about what we can see and what we can expect from Liseberg Oceana, this brand new water park. Now, this is expected to be completed in 3 years from now. So they've just started the groundwork on this water park. Of course, the hotel construction's moving on at a nice pace with the water park that's located right next to it. There's going to be 14 different attractions to enjoy inside Oceana, which is a pretty good offering. There's going to be indoor space and outdoor space, lots of different slides, pools, beaches, and all with this heavy theming as well. In terms of the capacity, we'll be able to hold 1,750 or thereabouts with the capacity of the water park. That's pretty comparable really to a lot of large water parks out there in Europe and around the world. So this is a big investment for them. We're not talking a small couple of pools with a few slides. This is a big water park installation for them. In fact, it'll be one of the largest water parks in Northern Europe. Now, of course, you can see some concept art coming up on the screen now. I'm going to go into more detail in just a couple of minutes and talk more about all of those and what exactly we can see. Now the theming is going to be really different for this as well, and I'm loving the look of it. It's going to be inspired by Gothenburg history, Gothenburg being the beautiful city that Liseberg is located in. This is an old amusement park that's really developed over the years. A lot of rides have come and gone and it's just gorgeous. It really is, right in the heart of the city as well, in such a brilliant location. So it's going to be inspired by the history of Gothenburg and also the East India Company as well, with a Liseberg twist on it. So it's all going to come together in this really heavily themed water park experience. It's going to be a grand experience, the park are saying, unlike anything else on the market in Scandinavia today. And in terms of the stats of how big we're talking with this, we're looking at about 6,000 square meters indoors and 4,000 square meters outdoors. So quite a lot of outdoor space, but you know, the majority is an indoor space. With that, 60% will be inside. So there we go. Let's go back through this concept art. You've seen a few just pop up there on the screen whilst I was going through the stats there. But yeah, let's go through it in more detail. So here's the first piece of concept art on your screen. So this is a great one to give you an idea on the location of Liseberg. Now, anyone who knows the park well will know that the main entrance has always been at the other end of where this hotel is. So if you imagine the park's a big rectangle, where this is being built is here at the back. This is normally the front. So what they're actually doing at the moment, due to a lot of work that's taking place in Gothenburg on a new sort of train area, train station, and this new train line what's going in, they've actually had to make some changes around the entrance over the past couple of years. The theatre had to be removed and all sorts of other stuff. But that entrance is still open at the moment, but they're planning to make this second entrance at the back of the park much bigger and much more grand over the next few years, of course, to fit with the hotel and the water park. So you can kind of see where there's going to be big Liseberg letters there. I know this is still only concept art, but I imagine they'll do that. A great photo opportunity, great for Instagram, what they're going to put down there. So that's at the right. So yeah, we're talking, this is at the back of the park, but in the long term, that's going to be more the main entrance, I would say, over the years. As much as the original entrance is gorgeous, it's old, it's got a lot of history to it, that, you know, they're going to try and create a much nicer entrance towards the back of the park, which is going to fit with this whole resort vibe, what they're going for. So that gives you an idea on the location. It's actually been built, this whole project, the hotel and the water park, on a former car park. Only a couple of years ago, all the track for Valkyria, their dive coaster manufactured by Bolliger and Mabillard, yard. All the track was literally there, and I filmed an update vlog on the channel. That is exactly where this is being built now, and it's all been cleared. Foundations are well underway for the hotel at the moment, and like I say, the water park starting from now, construction on that. Hopefully we'll get out there next year and we can have a look at construction taking place. I'd like to. So yeah, they're going to be completely upgrading that area around the hotel. It won't look anything like a car park. To be honest, from images I've seen at the moment, it looks nothing like a car park now. They've moved that to another location to allow them to build this. So yeah, that just shows the location there in image 1. On to the second piece of concept art then. You've got like the Oceana Plaza area. I mean, I've just named that, you know, the Oceana Plaza. I think it goes, to be honest. You're going to have the hotel just off to the side. As you can see, you've got the balconies there on the left, and then you can see the water park main entrance, which is modern but themed as well. Going to be a nice feel to it around there. Some little details that are picked out, lots of trees and planting with lights inside, so it's going to have quite a magical feel around there they're trying to go for. Again, this is just concept art, it can change, but these are the little details that I've noticed in previous concept art that Liseberg have revealed, and it's come to reality, like with Helix, with Valkyria. So I think it's going to be the same with this. Along with that as well, I've noticed there's some automated ticket machines there. You have to zoom in a little bit, but there is some automated ticket machines there on the plaza. So of course, thinking about moving forwards and how technology has evolved over the past few years, a lot of parks seem to be moving to more automated tickets and pre-booking online as the focus. So yeah, you know, that seems something what they're going to be doing there as well. And yeah, in terms of the size of the building, you can kind of see that the main water park's in that domed building at the back, and then this, I imagine, is going to be the entrance ticketing area inside, turnstiles possibly, or reception, and then of course lots of changing rooms that you'll need for a water park as well. So that's in a more of a low level building, and then the actual water park's going to be further back. There's a heavily themed wall on the left. You can see there's going to be all sorts of writing and stuff on there by the looks of it. And just behind there, that's actually one of the outdoor sections, which we're going to see in this third piece of concept art, which is a really good overview actually of the entire site, so you can see Oceana here in all of its glory. So the entrance is up in the top right hand corner, so that previous concept art that you saw with the entrance, that's, you can just see the top of it in the top right corner of that. And of course you're going to make your way down through that building. That's going to be the low level building there. I imagine, like I say, will be all the changing rooms, toilets, all them sort of other facilities, maybe cafes, restaurants, that sort of thing. Can all fit in there as well. And then of course you're going to move forward into this huge indoor space, which is going to have various different pools, as you can see there. Off to the right, that looks like a family area, children's slides, that sort of thing. A main sort of area in the middle, what looks like a beach, and lots of tropical style planting. And then off to the left you can see the slide towers that are going to be there. That'll be right at the back of the water park, and that'll also be at the back of the amusement park as well. So I imagine you won't really see them slide towers that much from when you're standing in the amusement park, because that's going to be right at the back. That won't be facing the entrance to Liseberg itself. So yeah, you can also see what looks to be a possible expansion area for the future. You've got like is it like an outdoor rapids, do you think, there on the right hand side on that green space? That's in between the water park and the hotel. That looks to me like an outdoor rapids. Maybe it'll start inside and then go outside. There's quite a few of them out there at water parks. But yeah, there's a big green space. I imagine that could be used for future expansion, either putting a cover on that too, or some more outdoor expansion, or even the slides start inside and then they use that space outside with all the turns and drops and that sort of thing, and then come back into the building. I'm only guessing, but that looks to me like, you know, if you're planning something like this, you have a phase 2 ready for the future. So I think that's what it is, especially with that area. It's going to be pretty landlocked now with the new car park at the back, the park here. This is a street here with houses and stuff on. So they are pretty landlocked with this. They've not got loads of space. So I imagine that is saved like as a reserve for a phase 2 for Oceana. But yeah, let's move on then now to inside the huge dome, what's going to be the main area of this water park. As we can see there, this is like a children's area, all these family water features, some slides that look like they're heavily themed. You've got a pagoda there as well to fit with this whole sort of East India shipping company sort of feel, what they're going for with this. But yeah, you've got the pagoda that's in place. Along with that as well, lots of planting, lots of trees, which I really like inside a water park. And I'll talk more about some other water parks and how I think this is going to compare at the end of the video. But yeah, I'm liking the look of all of the planting inside there, and just lots of details. Looks like it's going to be very accessible as well from looking at how that is. Quite low level, sort of from the path straight into the water, which is always fantastic to see. More parks and water parks thinking about accessibility, so everybody can also enjoy all of the experience. And then we move on to the fifth and final piece of new concept art that we've had, and this is a great one. It shows the main indoor section here for Liseberg Oceana. Now, first glimpse at this, you can see two different slides. You've got a red slide that comes straight down the middle, looks like it turns round then goes back as well, so I'm not too sure. Maybe that's a full circuit kind of slide, or is it going to be one of those where it's got the landing pool quite far away and you have to carry your dinghy up? I don't know. Like, we don't know any of this stuff at the moment. These are just a first observation of it all. And it also looks as well like you've got the half pipe slide there at the back, which are good fun. Really like those. So yeah, two big slides it seems there, but there is 14 attractions in total. I imagine the class in each pool as an attraction as well. But yeah, looking at the slide tower, there's some more slides that we can't see in that main dome, so that are going to be hidden away. So I imagine the landing pools for those will be in different areas. And when I say landing pool, if you're not familiar with that term with water parks, it's basically where you come at the end, you know, into a trough or area at the end where you just land your boat in it, basically. Not like you've been flying or anything, but that'd be a good slide, wouldn't it? Along with that, what else can we see? The big pool area in the middle, the same sandy beaches is going to be part of this. So I imagine that's going to be like a sandy beach, all the planting, the rocks, lots of heavy theming. On the left, that looks to be some sort of castle area there, mixed in with the red slide that you can see. So yeah, that looks like it'll be very heavily themed all in the middle there as well. But there you go. They're the 5 new pieces of concept art. And of course, we've had the big name reveal this morning, straight from Sweden, for Oceana. So I really like the name and I'm liking the look of the theme. Just want to talk again about the hotel. This was announced now a couple of years ago as well. They announced it all together that they were going to be building a new hotel and water park. But yeah, if we just go into detail about the hotel, love the name for this. It's the Liseberg Grand Curiosa Hotel. It's going to have 457 different bedrooms, and this is going to be a brilliant feature. It's going to be really cool. I don't know another hotel like it. There's going to be a slide in between floors. Now, I'm saying this, I hope that's not just for kids to enjoy. I hope adults can too. I want to be there when this hotel opens. I want to do a nice POV of us coming down the slide. Can you imagine me and Charlotte staying at the top and coming down the slide? But we're going to be covering this a lot on Theme Park Worldwide. Hoping, fingers crossed, to get back out to Liseberg next year. We'll have a good look around the construction area and bring you some updates and see how it's coming on in terms of the progression. The hotel, I imagine, will be moving really on by next year. And the water park, probably see the initial groundwork and stuff taking place. Very exciting, it really is. Also in the hotel, it's worth pointing out that it's all going to be heavily themed to fit with the water park too. It's not going to be standard, it's going to be heavily themed. There's actually going to be a carousel in there as well. I mean, look at the concept art for the restaurants and stuff. It's going to be a really nice place to stay. And the beauty is it's all going to be so close to each other. You're going to have the water park here, the hotel there, and then the amusement park. So it's all going to be very close, and you can kind of see now why they want to move that entrance in a way. And I'm sure they'll always keep it entrance at that end, but make this more of the grand entrance, especially with it being closer to the parking as well, which is only round the corner from what has always been known as the back entrance to Liseberg. It's nowhere near as grand, but I think it will be by the time all of this is complete. So there we go. Let me know your thoughts on Oceana, the new Liseberg water park, opening within about 3 years. The same for the construction for this. They haven't set an exact date, and sometimes I think it's good to do that, you know, because there's not as much pressure then. I imagine they've got the date themselves, what they want to try and open, or at least the month, but not releasing that yet until construction's well underway doesn't give us much pressure. If they'd have said, yeah, we're opening it in 2022 in March, you know, it sets a bit of pressure. So they can take the time, put it all together, and I'm really looking forward to it. Now, I mentioned earlier in the video that I would just talk a little bit about comparisons with other water parks, and there's one that I really want to mention that only opened last year, and that is Rulantica at Europa Park in Germany. Now, Rulantica, of course, it's a long way from Liseberg. You know, they're not really competition or anything like that. Europa Park's more of a theme park. Liseberg's more of an amusement park that's going down the heavily themed route, but not so much themed areas, so to speak. But what they're doing with this is certainly taking them up up to the next level. And from looking at this, I think it's going to be really immersive. Now, I love Rulantica at Europa Park. I think the theming's great, but it needs some more trees to separate what they've tried to do with themed areas. With this, it's all one theme. I think it's all going to fit together really nicely. And I think the fact that they're putting all the trees in is really going to make it. And that's something what Rulantica doesn't have. So this could possibly be more immersive in terms of how it's going to look, in terms of the details. I imagine the build quality and the finish of it is going to be really good as well. So it's not going to be the same size as Rulantica. Maybe the outdoor areas could possibly be a little bit bigger in this, you know, from looking at it. But we don't really know the stats on that, so to speak, yet. And obviously, Rulantica's having an expansion for next year. Alton Towers Water Park, you know, we're looking at a bigger indoor space here than that, with more outside as well. So it'll be a bigger development than the Alton Towers Water Park. And yeah, just in general, you know, in terms of this investment for them, I think it's a great move going forward. They've also got room for expansion of the amusement park just behind that area. They bought this quite a lot of land, sort of what had warehouses on, and demolished them and stuff. So they really know what they're doing. Like, Liseberg have got the head screwed on, of course. Andreas Andersson is a fantastic guy. I actually interviewed him. He's the CEO of Liseberg. I interviewed him a few years ago, which was fantastic. I'll put that in the end of the video, actually, so you can click on that and watch it if you've not seen it. Brilliant interview that I filmed with him. Really nice guy, an enthusiast at heart as well. And I really feel like he knows what he's going to be doing going forward. So there we go. Of course, stick with Theme Park Worldwide for all the latest theme park news. I always bring it to you as soon as I can do. And also, with this project, we're going to be following it. We'll be there next year. I'll keep you guys updated on Oceana and also the Grand Curiosa Hotel at Liseberg. So there we go. I'm Sean Sandbrook. Thanks for watching Theme Park Worldwide. That leaves me with one more thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. See you soon.